All right, guys, here we are. I apologize if the clicking is really bad. We're going to try again one of these days to get our audio set up. The problem is, Scott, of course, has been in Olympia a lot, so hopefully this week we can maybe try to tackle this. What do you say to that, Scott?
I say that we should. I'm just
Okay.
looking around trying to figure out what could possibly be.
Well, I can try to reinstall the driver for the Zoom.
No, I'm trying to figure out what's making the clicking sound now. If it's the
I don't know.
computer fan picking up.
It's probably so the microphone that's being used, if you don't know, is the one that's on the top of my tablet. So it could just be the fan in the tablet, honestly.
Oh, it's using that?
Yeah. The microphone on the Hero will go through the HDMI.
I'm sorry, when you said microphone, vamp for a minute.
So, folks, we're not recording the podcast yet, so Scott's going to go look and see if he has a computer mic that we can maybe hook up. Hopefully that will get us to a state that's a little bit better, maybe. I know that it clicks a lot for some of you. So, I think, trying to remember who, someone last week mentioned how bad the audio was and how much of a pain in the ass it was to try and listen. So, we're going to hopefully, man, I really want to find something to fix this. So, we'll see what happens. If any of you showed up at ECCC, thank you. We'll talk a little bit more about that on the podcast, but I had a great time and was happy to see just a ton of people there. It was awesome. So thank you for coming out. And in the meantime, and Scott's going downstairs. So we've lost Scott. That's fine. We'll just let that happen. Good enough. So I see Laura's on. Anyone else on the stream want to say hello real quick before we get started? Please do. Go ahead and get your questions ready as well. We will be very excited to answer those. I haven't seen Scott for a whole week, so this is going to be nice. And my back is killing me. Not literally, but not too far off. So that could be fun too if you ask me to dance around. Please don't ask me to dance around. Maybe no, don't ask me to dance around. And again, thank you for putting up with this. We appreciate it. This is what this is all about. Sort of hooking up the experience, getting it ready to go, that kind of thing. Hey Scott, I don't think it's that big of a deal if you just want to.
I don't throw anything away.
Oh, right. Well.
I think I did end up throwing my mic away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ultimately, I mean, I need to get that. I need to find that phantom power for the other mic. And then we can also, because I have a mic out for that guy from XLR, but not from this guy.
Right.
Hey Todd. Hey Paula. Hey Aaron. Sorry about the computer, Aaron. I left my computer audio on, and it's playing the audio, so.
It's playing at home?
Yeah, actually, Aaron, if you want to just go ahead and shut down the Explorer window for that, because that's giving us an extra watching that we don't need. Thanks. You're awesome.
5, 4, 3, 2.
We'll do it later. We'll do it live.
Try.
Yeah, he tried.
I had one.
He gave it a go. A good one. A good go.
Too exhausted to do the podcast now.
All right, well, see you guys.
Good night.
No, we're not going to do that.
you?
We need to start recording.
Audio, that's it.
Audio. Ododio. I'm gonna snap. Yeah, we got both. Good.
Well, all over the Y has done absolutely nothing for me.
Are you still working out?
I haven't for about a week.
Okay. Well, now you have time again. Maybe
Yes.
just start it up again.
And Brophy and I are going to start doing evenings now.
That's a good idea. I am considering getting in on that now that I'm eating healthier and whatnot.
Join the Y, baby.
I'll join the Y baby. Why, baby?
Because we like you.
Oh, M-O-U-S-E. Hi there, ho there, here.
I'm going to find the mic from this.
Okay, well, don't
Thanks,
touch my
John.
computer. That's fine. That makes sense.
Hello.
Full of gorilla porn. That's hello, yellow, hello. I'm gonna spike it. Spike.
Okay, going to start recording.
All right.
Now.
Oh wait. What episode is this? 48. Thank you. Episode 48.
4-8.
Like the number of states my dad thinks are in the Union.
Well,
So
it's the
what do you-
number of contiguous United States.
It's the only number of states he cares about.
But I said contiguous.
You did say contiguous, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That is a polysyllabic word.
It's not even 1 in the morning.
It's not even 1 in the morning. Good job. I'm going to move
Thanks.
my microphone as well. Sorry for any noise that causes. All right. And sorry for the people watching at home who can no longer see me. I can see out of one eye, so I think we're okay. So,
I'm just going to move over here then.
you can move over there. That's fine. Like I said, I just need a smaller mud shield.
Yes.
We're going to start taking up we're going to send around a collection plate, I think.
Yes.
Start getting some
For
smaller
Sterling.
equipment.
Is it Sterling? Yes. Sterling
Sterling.
Red Shield.
Sterling Mallory mud shield.
Mallory.
That's from Archer.
I know.
All right, good. Archer's awesome.
I'm all caught up on Netflix.
Wonderful.
Blazed through them.
I bet you blazed through them. So,
Can't wait for season 5.
of Archer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm watching
Archer
that.
Vice.
It's Archer Vice, yeah. So that's not Archer White in German. That's Vice, V-I-C-E, as in things.
Miami.
Miami, as in things you do that people think are morally wrong.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Lots of cocaine.
Lots of coke. Tons of coke.
And there's a whole...
More
I don't know if
coke
they've
than
gotten
Atlanta,
to it
Georgia.
yet. They have a Smokey and the Bandit homage
Oh, yes,
episode.
they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
He's running the what's the name of the car?
It's not the General Lee.
No, not the name of the car, but the name of the car's position in front of a convoy. Not pace car, but something like that. And they talk about it smoking. Hey, I don't care. But let's move on. Unless you can think about it.
I just got the song Eastbound and Down, loaded up and running.
Yeah. I believe the name of the episode is actually Southbound and Down. So
Okay.
that's kind of funny that you sing that song. So we've had a week.
Yeah, we have.
You are finally done with Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
I am finally done with Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
The 9 lives have finally run their course.
And I would like to give a shout out to
Please do.
everyone who attended that listens, which would be Tom Prophy and Tiffany Bike Schmidt.
Aw. Thanks, Tom
Also
and Tiffany.
to Stephanie.
Is that Stephanie Ann Johnson?
No.
No.
Another Stephanie that I know from way back who moved back, came to see it and said hi with her
Very
dad,
cool. Very
Kevin.
Kevin.
Nathan Rice was in attendance.
Wow, Nathan Rice showed up for a play he wasn't in?
Yep.
Amazing. Not
Connor Marks came from LA
Connor
just
Marks.
to see it.
That's you know what, we're sticking to that story. That's a good story. I like that.
He was not shooting anything. He didn't
Yeah.
go to ECCC.
None of that
He just
happened,
came
no.
to see my play.
No, Denise Gibbs is going to be very mad that he didn't show up.
And there's probably some other people that I didn't know you were there. So if I had... Oh, and Jason Hawes. My buddy Jason.
Jason
from
Hawes.
Another fellow actor.
And I'm assuming that's not short for Haagen-Dazs.
No.
Another dream ruined.
No. Yeah.
No
But
good.
it was beautiful. It was a beautiful show. My dad and 7 family friends from Salem came up to see it.
Oh, nice.
Had a nice
Happy,
little cast party.
dopey, doc, sleepy, grumpy. Those ones?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I could probably put all of those names to everyone that came up.
Oh, dwarves, when won't you be relevant?
And then, one thing that you don't know about.
One thing I don't know
I
about?
had an audition on Monday
You had an audition on Monday.
for a feature film,
A feature film.
and I got the part.
High five. You probably can't say much more than that, right?
I could if I could remember. I will remember tomorrow.
Is there anybody else we know in the feature film?
Elizabeth Hiley is producing it.
Oh, wonderful. We love Liz.
Sarah Crow is AD.
We love Sarah Crow.
Rory Emmons is Grip.
Okay, you're kind of getting down. Okay. All right, Rory, good job.
But we know Rory.
We know Rory.
He's-
Yeah,
I mean,
we
he's
love
working,
Rory.
so- but
Yeah.
I know a lot of the production people. CB, who is the co-director.
Please tell me it's McCall.
No.
Oh,
I am not even going to try to attempt his last name
all right, that's fine.
because it's just not fair. And I want to keep the part that I have.
Oh, you're talking about the role.
Yes.
Not your penis.
No, not my penis. That is
First time
not
for anything.
detachable.
Well, they're all detachable, Scott.
Well,
It just depends. They're not reattachable.
not in the King Missile sort of way.
Nice.
Oh, I wish.
Name drop on the band name. Good
Thank
job.
Thank
They were good too.
Oh,
I really
yeah.
liked them.
I did too.
Yeah. So,
But that's all for my news from last week.
that's good news,
I
though.
think.
I like it. You know what? Pretty good. So, if you went to ECCC, which is Emerald City Comic Con, there's a good chance you stopped by booth 1515. Actually, there's not a good chance you stopped by booth 1515 because the program said 515.
Oh no!
Kind of. The T. It's like the name of the company is too long or something. So Zombie Orpheus Entertain 1515. The T and the 1 merged.
Nice.
Yeah, so it looked like 515.
Yeah.
But we
Why
did.
don't we just do Z period O period E period? Sorry, not we. Why don't they just do Z period O period E period?
Scott, what I don't know about the business practices of Zombie Orpheus Entertainment could just about fill the void of eternal blackness that we know as space.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
There could be a
More
whole
rhetorical.
Neil deGrasse Tyson cosmos about it.
Yes, it could be.
We'll call it a Zoe unit, and it is exactly the distance from the Big Bang to infinity.
Yes.
That's how much I don't know about the business workings of Zombie Orpheus Entertainment, and I don't want to know it, and it's fine with me.
Fair enough. I
Indeed.
rescind my question.
Well, you rescindicate that as much as you can.
Okay.
So we, Connor Marks, who didn't come up to be at ECCC, was at ECCC, along with Trin Miller, Kay Wiley, Ben Dobbins for a short amount of time. Myself, we had
Tony?
Devin. No, Tony was at Espionage Cosmetics.
Oh, okay.
And I will get to them in a minute because those are some white hot stars of flaming awesome.
Right. One question
Yes.
for before.
Please.
It's an Emerald City Comic Con.
It is now.
Okay.
You should patent that. I trademark because it's yes. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, patent would be. The
Getting the domain name right now.
right. Okay, do it. So we and we also had Devin Bree. Why can I not remember her last name? I feel really terrible about this. The key makeup artist for Standard Action. Also Edwin's lovely significant other. I did not clarify if that was a ring on the finger significant other or a, hey, we both have coffee cups in this house significant other. But it is one of the two. I believe there are children involved, but that doesn't mean anything marriage-wise, and that's fine. But she was awesome. I loved her so much. She was great. The whole crew was fantastic. We shared a booth with 3 total entities. Zombie Orpheus was one. The Coffee Table. Scott O'More is a local filmmaker who produces a web series known as The Coffee Table. I believe you can find it at coffeetabletheseries.com, but Seth, help me out on that one. Find it, put it down.
Wow, that's the 3rd coffee table now.
Well, because there's the And At Coffee Table. There's your coffee table.
Yes.
And then there's this coffee table.
Which predates all other coffee tables. So I want some kickbacks coming this way.
Scott
I was the first.
It's just proof. Scott's coffee table was etched into hieroglyphics in the Valley of Kings.
Yes.
Amun Ra, Amun Ra. Which I thought was just pig Latin for ramen. Because I'm a fat kid. So, Coffee Table, the series, is a sci-fi spoof, kind of Doctor Who meets Hitchhiker's Guide. Aaron Buman will be in seasons 2 and 3. Jesse Lee Keeter will be in season 3. So it's got some great cats playing around in it. Basically it's a sentient coffee table artifact that, what is that? Cats, and that's a ferret. Ferrets shit in the corner. Cats are.
I'm using the sand. I'm digging the hole.
That's a mole. You're thinking of a mole.
Oh.
All right. So go check it out. Obviously, web series. None of us make money, but but Scott O'More is the creative mind behind it. One of the main stars, LaCrista, was there on Saturday.
Yesterday.
I don't remember Friday. I don't remember. They all played together.
Conde's all there. It's a con.
Jen Moon was there, which was awesome. And if you don't know who... Jen Moon and Scott O'More both are going to be in And That's the Mayor.
Oh.
They play very funny little roles in And That's the Mayor. So Jen Moon was with us all day today. She is awesome. Just a great person. Love Jen. And Jen Page was at the con at booth Q11 with Project London.
Oh, nice.
And the Project London folks stopped by. We said hi to them. The Causality, well, not the Causality folks, but Six from Causality, the writer, stopped by, and we talked to him a bit. Saw a lot of people from all over Seattle film. It was great. We were right across from Dinosaurs in America, the big... Mm-hmm. Oh, they're so awesome. And, Small World Syndrome, right? A friend of mine tweeted to me this morning and said, hey, if you get a chance while you're at ECC, please go see Dinosaurs in America. And I was like, hey, here's a picture of me behind the thing. I just snuck over there and did it. And he's like, oh, great, that's my friend's series. And I'm like, wait, Steve is your friend? Steve, the guy we've been talking to all weekend, is a friend of a friend I had from high school in Spokane.
Wow.
Who worked with him at EB Games in Seattle.
Okay. And
then my friend Eric moved down to Tucson to be with his family. But yeah, we all were connected through that little channel. That's a channel that's never connected me like that before. So that was interesting to see. Erin connects me all over the place because she's got her fingers in all the dikes, so to speak. It means damn, people. Come on, get your head out of the
not ERINW.
Yes, Erin Weathers she's doing work she has commissions for a lot of people, and she's in the burlesque scene.
Right.
The burlesque scene is far-reaching, so because of that, she has a lot. So I end up connecting in weird roundabout ways.
Right.
Like that, and.
But did Erin have a connection with this one?
No. I'm saying this is what I usually get.
Gotcha.
But
that's
Eric, my friend Eric, I've never really the circles we run in outside of ourselves have never connected. And this was not just a connect, it was a full-on circuit.
Right.
Like, I had the guy's card in my pocket when I talked to Eric. So that was kind of a cool... I love small world stuff. I love it when it happens. Additionally, at the con, I got to talk I love getting time to chat with Liz Smith. I didn't have much, but I got a chance to talk to her and say hi. Talked to Chris Straub a little bit, who, if you have not, please go check out broodhollow.com. It is a Lovecraftian pogo, only with words you can read, which is kind of funny if you think about it. It's the Lovecraftian one.
Pogo?
Yeah, like the old swamp in the... No, the comic. All right, never mind. It's yes.
Old school pogo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I love the way this thing is drawn, and I have the first volume. I'll let you read it. But
Excellent.
Very, very cool. I picked up, stripped the series on DVD so I could get it signed, even though Aaron already has it. I grabbed the DVD, and it's also so I can loan it to people because it's really good. Yeah, I just had a great time. It was a lot of fun. It was hard work, though, this time around.
Mm-hmm.
We were very active. There was not a lot of sitting. It was and because of how the booth was set up, it was all walking around. There was no like interaction where you could just sit behind the booth. You had to get out, get back in, get out. Yeah, it was pretty tough.
No, so no multimedia.
We did have multimedia going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had multimedia going. Kay Wiley actually put together a awesome little 40-second inclusive piece for some Zoe stuff. Next year, hopefully, we'll have more and ad in it. I was a little sad about that. We did throw Dark Dungeons on this morning as well, the trailer. So got a lot of inquiries about that. And we had a screening Friday night. We were, it was Friday night. We were up against, oh man, so many things.
Turkey Crackles.
No.
Thursday.
Well, yeah, we were up against it because we went, it actually went past the start of Crackle Fest. So there's that. We were also up against a couple of major podcasts that were being recorded. And we were up against, oh man, there's tons of stuff.
Yeah.
We were up against a lot of stuff Friday night.
Yeah.
So we still had a half house, which was great. And the person running our AV, she's never seen anything before of ours. Freaking loved us. Okay? Came back to us, asked us if she could keep the disc. Well, she didn't ask. She's like, do you want us to return it? We're like, no, keep it. She took it home. Her roommate flipped out. And these people have never seen anything before. Gamers 3 is their first introduction. So she came back then today and bought like 5 DVDs, got a bunch of stuff signed, took pictures because her roommate was like just totally, like I guess her roommate started crying. Like it touched her that deeply.
Wow.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it was really great to
breaking down walls, people.
Breaking down walls.
Breaking down walls.
Yeah. They don't like when we do that. We had to put them back up.
Yeah.
And we also had critical hit dice rings, which I really wish they had been. Go ahead and spin it. Yeah. And you've got the rainbow one. Did not sell well. People liked black, they liked blue, and we even sold more gold, but the anodized rainbow did not get... You're losing weight, buddy.
Shit.
Huh. I guess you know which appendage that's going on now.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, your thumb.
Spin to see if you're lucky.
Wow. Yeah.
It doesn't fit on...
You know what else surprised me? Since you have it here, the rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock, we sold none. We sold exactly 0.
What?
I know.
I have the most collectible of the rings.
Yeah.
That nobody wants.
Nobody wants. Yeah. So.
I know how to pick them.
We should get to a couple of questions here.
We should. I was going to ask if we're filling out. And then I have 5 over here, 2 of which are ECC related.
So Paula Moran asks, any fun stories from ECCC? And the answer to that is yes. There were fun stories from ECCC.
Are there any that you'd like to share with us?
Maybe. No, I will share some. Okay, this one's going to be fun. Erin, I'm glad you're listening. So, Erin was working on her ball gown. This has been a big thing. It's been a month-long project for her. It's essentially her final, even though it's not the last thing she's doing in fashion school. Mm-hmm. It is her final, so she gets to do it whenever she wants. She gets to schedule it. Not whenever she wants, but basically, hey, here's a month of time. you have from the first day of the month to the last day of the month. If you had a stitch left on the last day, you fail and you start over. So today's the 30th, okay? But she got it done anyway. So she was working on getting her ball gown done right up until Saturday, okay? So finished it Saturday, texted me. I was like, yes, that's awesome. Come pick me up. My feet hurt. And no, I was very proud of her. I clapped a little bit. I can't really tell people at the time. I couldn't tell people really that she was done because she still had a couple of days. She didn't want to get into like giving any favors until she was sure she was done.
Mm-hmm.
I totally told Jamie though. I told Jamie Cordero because Jamie was so happy to see this happen. So anyway, and in fairness, I hadn't been told not to at that point. But that being said, she comes and picks me up, and our celebration for her finishing her ball gown was...
Whoa, hold it. We're not that kind of podcast.
No. Dude, this is like con weekend. Okay. Cons, when you're away from home, you get superpowers.
True.
You can drink all night
Yep.
and be up the next day. It's fine. Cons, when you're allowed to sleep in your own bed, are fucking terrible on you.
Yeah.
They hurt. So by the end of the day, I'm like, hey, let's go celebrate by not doing a goddamn thing. And she's like, okay, let's do that. Because, she's been, like, stitching stuff on the floor. Dude, she is serious. Like, this is not... I don't want you to think, like, this is a home ec project. This is fucking, like, crazy. There's math involved.
Well,
she's welding shit. This is not... Well, not welding. She's soldering shit under this dress.
Yeah,
okay?
well, she sewed how many of those little...
Pixel
like
rings?
5,000... fish scales and
everything
for the stuff that wasn't even the final.
Right.
So
so this thing's hardcore. Wired. This thing's got pixels all the fuck over it, right?
Oh, that's right. It's got the
right.
Yes.
So she's doing that. She's programming code. She's doing all this crap. Anyway, so she's been on the floor half the day, right? She's like, let's celebrate. Let's go home. So we go home. We have some dinner, and we're ready to pass out. Well, we passed out so hard that at 5 a.m. when a stolen car not only hit her car, but moved it a half a block away, we didn't even wake up. So now Erin has no car. So everyone's fine. The person in the stolen car, we think it's stolen. That's conjecture based on the fact that the person just walked away from it. And you don't walk away from a car that has a license plate on it. I don't care how drunk you are.
Oh, you do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
My motorcycle accident was hit and run. The kid left the car, and
it was his car.
I was able to identify him, and they said, "Yeah, that's who owned the car."
Okay. Well, anyway, he also took out a tree in front of our house, and then hit the neighbor. Like airbag deployed. He's probably in the hospital somewhere. So we get woken up this morning by a policeman knocking on our door, and policemen don't knock nice. Okay. I don't care if you're innocent, guilty, what. Policemen knock the same way. Wake the fuck up. Yeah. Okay, so by we I mean Erin. I'm like sitting there, dangling out because I don't.
Right.
I wear.
Okay.
I wear nature's pajamas. So she gets up. She throws I think she tied a bra around her waist and threw a t-shirt on her hair. I don't know what she did. Does 3 ninja flips into the living room and opens the door. And we find out at 6 a.m. that her car is not even near our house anymore. Wow. At this point there's a flatbed. They're trying to load it onto the flatbed. $500 by the way. And so that was our wake up. So I have to find a new way to the con. I know, but that's like the least of my concerns.
No. Who's paying $500 for the?
Well, ultimately insurance, but we have to. We'll see what happens. I don't know how the claims work, and I'm not worried about it right now. But so. Because if we don't have, I don't know what the situation is. If it's not a stolen car, they're paying for everything.
Okay.
If it is a stolen car, I don't know.
Gotcha.
So, but insurance would be the ones, and we still have a $500 deductible. So no matter what, if they can't find the guy who did it, we're paying $500. So anyway, no, that's not true. Even if the car was stolen and in an accident, their insurance would probably cover a bit of it. But anyway, that being said. So after getting through the life event of that, then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get to the con. What am I gonna do? Well, I guess I'm gonna take the bus. So much for wearing Leia buns to the con. So I was gonna have Aaron do my hair in Leia buns, and I'm not wearing Leia buns on a bus that originates from Renton, or I'm sorry, from Burien,
Right.
at 8 in the morning.
No.
So I hop on the bus and it's full. Like we're talking, I stood the whole way
On a Sunday.
on a Sunday. I stand the whole way on my transportation to get to a place where I'm going to stand all day. So that sucked. Get to the con, it starts just pouring down rain. Also they removed a bus stop between. They removed the bus stop that I would have gotten off of to get to the con. So I had to go an extra 3 blocks, turn around, catch another bus back because I wasn't walking, and it was right there. So it's not that lazy, but it's pretty lazy. So I get back, load up my backpack at the Walgreens with water and all that jazz. Hike my ass to the con, and realize when I get there that the message I had left on Twitter about the situation was not clear that we were not in the car. So I get inundated with, "Oh my God, are you okay?" After some clarification, a couple of punches to the face because I really deserved it. It went smooth after that. But that's my little getting to the con story. And then, lucky for me, Jaya from Espionage Cosmetics came prepared for Leia buns, and she totally did my hair. They did my hair at Espionage, and it was great. I was fabulous.
Awesome. I have seen a picture, and it did look amazing.
I got so many looks. I'm telling you, man. It might even be a dating secret to wear Leia buns. So you should try it. Don't worry. I have a pair of removable ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll try that.
Yeah, it looks like you're walking around with a pre-jizz Cinnabon on your head.
Really hope that's the kind of answer you wanted, Paula. Yeah, anything fun happened at ECCC? Any stories you want to share? Sure, my car got blown up.
Oh man. Oh, it was not good.
Okay, so are we good there? Can I pop over
let's
to
start,
Emerald City?
Absolutely.
So let's see here. Okay. Chris Piazzo says, since this week is ECCC, what should someone not do when checking out someone's booth? So this will be an after-the-fact lesson. What's the most annoying booth visitor you've had? Okay,
here's the thing with booths. They serve 2 purposes. Okay.
2 only.
Purchasing merchandise.
Yes.
And connecting with fans.
Yes.
Now, connecting with fans is a limited transaction.
Yes.
Okay? If the person behind the booth is into talking to you, the person behind the booth should move away from the booth, provided you have enough people there, and you can continue your conversation as needed. But when the person behind the booth says, okay, I need to get back to work, that's your cue to move to another booth and talk to another person.
And buy other stuff from other people.
Go meet tons of people.
Discover something.
The thing is, fan interaction, some people will tell you, oh, we're only there with booths to sell things. Those people are kind of dicks because it is for fan interaction. If you own a comic store booth, okay, I can kind of get that.
Yeah.
Why are you don't monopolize the people at comic booths. There's just no point.
No.
But artist booths where creators are there, sure, take a little time. Talk to them. And, that's totally fine. And I will, you know what, there's kind of almost a third one. That third one is people who are not yet fans, but who might become them. You can spend quite a bit of time talking to them, but it's the same basic, they fall into the same category. It's like...
They're not going to be the hangers-on.
And they're really not.
Because they're just finding out about it.
Right.
And if they're really interested,
right,
that again has a 5-minute maybe lifespan.
Right. And
35 minutes is not...
No, 35 minutes is too much. Even for people who are really good friends. Now, granted, our fans are super fans. I've never really had a super fan be a hanger-on.
No.
Because we interact with everybody so frequently anyway, we're all just kind of friends, and everybody gets the, I've got to go do this. Okay, cool, that's great. What it usually is is someone who is new to cons.
Yes.
Frequently, and it's fine. You can, this is a teachable moment.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Someone who's new to cons and who is super excited about seeing someone for the first time, and they idolize people. Though that can tend to derail a booth.
Mm-hmm.
There's one other thing, and because this is a named issue, I'm going to be very careful with this. Friends of people working the booth who have no desire whatsoever for information about what's being sold at the booth. They have other agenda items to discuss with the person they're talking to. That happens frequently.
Yes.
As well. And I'm fine with that. Leave the booth area.
Leave.
That's fine. So just pro tip, if you're planning on talking to someone for a long time at a booth, leave the booth area if they can. If not, come back when they can. Hook up with them later. That's all good.
Yeah.
I don't even mind there's the photo blockers. I'm fine with those people too. I don't even care. You know what? People who are they stop people in front of your booth to take photos that are, and if nothing's related, they're just clogging the hall. I'm fine with that because they're generally pretty quick.
Yeah.
So but general booth etiquette for booth. There's a term. It's called booth barnacle.
Yeah.
You can be a booth barnacle if you really want to. Understand. People are not going to, not necessarily not like you, but it's going to be frustrating because the sole purpose of the sales portion of the booth is to pay for people to be there.
Yeah.
That's all it's for. So if you clog up the sales, we still love the fan interaction, but if you clog up the sales, it's going to screw up the booth, and it might cause the person not to be there the next year.
Right.
So...
Plus, even when you take them to the side, get to your point.
Mm-hmm.
And, 5 minutes is probably more because in 5 minutes there can be probably 20 transactions that go on.
Easy, yeah.
And all of those people want to talk to that person too.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's a strategy you can implement as a booth purveyor. And that strategy is to have a barnacle section. That strategy is to have specific people who are designed to sit there and just talk.
Yeah.
About anything. Now they still shouldn't be monopolized. If you're going and you want con etiquette, it's still not a situation where you sit there and you hang out, especially if there's a queue forming.
Yeah.
If it's alone, if it's the same thing as meeting someone outside of the booth and talk, that's understandable. This isn't like a hard and fast rule.
Yeah.
But if there's a line forming, get what you need out of it. Say hi, get your picture, get out.
Yeah. For me, I will say a couple things on the as a performer at a booth, being part of the franchise, if you will.
Right.
Couple things. I don't remember everything that I said 10 years ago. However, I know most of the appropriate moments. Right. And a lot of that is funny.
Right.
But I don't know all the minutia, and the most annoying booth visitor that I ever encounter is the know-it-all barnacle.
Right.
That is the most annoying. Can't get rid of them. It's kind of like, hey, do you need a BB break? if anyone references you as a BB or a tag team or anything like that, you have probably crossed a line, and people will look out for each other and make sure that things aren't overlong.
There's a diving save tactic.
Yeah. And the other is we're just usually
dudes.
Just dudes. We want to see you as much as you want to see us, because without you, we don't get to play and have fun and do what we do. Right. So we want to thank you. We want to talk to you. We are no different. And I hope if I'm ever bigger than in the small pond I'm in now,
right,
and I'm not contractually obligated or have handlers or that kind of bullshit, Will Wheaton, is to be...
What is with you and Will Wheaton?
Nothing. I just... I will always be approachable. I'm just a guy. And there's no... Don't get all... I do that. I did that with Michael Beach. I'm in a movie with him, and I'm all...
Right.
That
reminds me, that movie is available for purchase on iTunes.
It is.
You should go to iTunes and look for Scrapper.
Scrapper.
Don't type in Backyard Man, because it won't show up, but look for Scrapper.
Yes.
Look for Scrapper. I don't know what that was about. You know, it's a heartwarming story. Look for Scrapper. My neighbor...
Bit of bad luck.
Yeah, Bit of Bad Luck as well, yeah. Well, that's premiering April, I want to say 18th.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Bit of Bad Luck is premiering April 18th in Boston.
Boston. Yeah,
Boston.
Wicked pissa.
You gotta be careful with the Boston accent, because they rely heavily on a specific word that I don't like saying.
Yeah. Fugazi. No,
that's pretty close. So my office, the guy literally next door to me in my office, I think I've said this already, is the drummer for Ephrata, the band of the director, writer of Scrapper. So, Brady Hall. Yep. So that's really cool. Again, small world. Right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun though. Go check it out.
Yes, and Brady's awesome. Thomas Brophy writes in the Twittersphere.
Tweet.
With Emerald City Comic Con in town this weekend, what are your thoughts on the cost of celebrity autograph sessions?
Now, we're going to have different opinions on this, okay?
I don't think we will, now that I'm educated, but go ahead.
That's how they get paid. That period. Like, the con will generally pay for their ticket and maybe pay for a hotel room. But that is actually how a lot of these celebrities make money. It's how they keep doing this full time. And a lot of their talent agencies require, they charge. Even the ones who don't want to, they are required, because they don't get an appearance fee at most cons. An appearance fee is for private events and other specific things. Most cons, now this is most, some big stars have been paid by cons to go, but for the most part, the con says, we'd like to invite you. Here's a ticket, here's a room, here's some food. Okay? Which, by the way, if you ever want 2 Bards at your con, ticket, room, and food. We love you. And travel.
Travel.
Yeah, travel. Unless you're local, travel, please. We will go to the ends of the earth for you if you pay for our plane ticket. If you pay for our plane ticket and our hotel room, we'll pay for the rest. Even. For the most part, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, we will do that. But if you want us to come to Philly, pay for us to get there, pay for us to stay there,
Italy,
we'll do the rest. Italy, France, Japan, Australia, Stuart.
That's right. Make it happen, Stu.
So artists that go to these places.
Can we call him Stu?
We can call him Stu.
Okay.
Stu. Street.
Throw a ship on the bobby, eh?
Ah.
Fix me up with some Sheilas.
Straight blue. Tell you that much. I reckon he is anyway.
Aye.
Right.
That's enough.
It's not. So these major artists, we're talking, Will Wheaton and up, like kind of that, they're that's their paycheck. When they're not working, like when they're not doing it, that's their paycheck. Now, that's why, like, when you do press junkets and stuff, they do free autographs. Usually when they're on press junkets for movies, because that's already built into the press budget.
Right.
They there are some agencies out there that, like, every autograph you sign, they want a receipt for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that, and you have no choice. That's, you're stuck to it. Photo ops, all that stuff. It's pay for them. It keeps them coming to cons. It funds them going. This is a job, I mean, it really is a job. We like doing it, but ultimately it is a job. So, it makes sense. We go, though, as exhibitors.
Right.
Or exhibitionists, in Christian's case.
Yes.
But we go as exhibitors, so for us, signing autographs, taking photos, all that jazz, that's part of the exhibitor thing. We're there to bring sales to the booth. if we're ever in a situation where a con's like, hey, come out, I mean, we probably won't charge, but that's not to say it won't ever happen.
Right.
If you got huge, I would totally expect you to charge for autographs if it was the thing to do at the con. You know? And there are even tiers. There are tiers that are very tightly locked in.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't like, it's not like the guy is telling you, I want $10 for your autograph. It's like, he's locked into the $10 tier. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't have an issue with charging for autographs.
Before I knew that they didn't get paid, because I assumed they did.
Right.
You know, you're bringing Leonard Nimoy
Right.
to Emerald City Comic Con. He is getting paid to be there and charging for autographs. I have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not, and I understand that agents and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, if you're not being paid and the only way you're making bank is getting people through that line,
Right.
totally cool with it.
Right.
Because it's what the market will bear.
Right.
People will sign it, or the people will pay for it, or they won't. And if you're a nice person, and Will Wheaton is a very nice person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of problem with him personally.
Mm-hmm.
I've put a DVD in his hand personally, waved to him. He just, there's this smarmy aspect that just seems there but not there. It's a weird thing. When you walk past him on the airplane, he's smart.
Mm-hmm.
The minute he finds his seat, he puts his backpack in it
And starts looking through
and
it.
starts looking through it until the entire plane is boarded.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, and it's gotta suck. It really has to suck to be on that level of
Right.
popularity. But because nobody knows whether this is agency, whether this is handler, whether this is the con, because sometimes the con put handlers on them, sometimes they're their own personal handlers. I just wish I knew what was really going on, because I will tell you right now, take it to the bank. I'm going to be upfront about all of that stuff and tell everybody what it is,
Right.
so that there's no confusion.
Well, so, having met a lot of people in his group, I think Will Wheaton's a great person. I think he's wonderful. And if you haven't yet, please go YouTube, or I think Mother Jones has it posted, his response to a little girl being called a nerd. It is the most beautiful thing. It is wonderful.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Will Wheaton...
Is it tabletop?
Yeah, he does tabletop.
He does on Nerdist?
Yeah, he does tabletop on Nerdist.
That's funny.
And he's totally hilarious. Remember, Will Wheaton's celebrity isn't that he's making movies. Will Wheaton's celebrity is that he was in a show one time and is now an icon for geeks, right?
Right.
The problem when you are an icon for geeks is geeks see you as an icon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And, we know this too. We tend to be, because we are not that level, by a long shot.
Ew.
We tend to be pretty open to people, but we deal with a lot of people that are not necessarily coherent. There's more to it than that. It's, we deal with people who are pretty entitled when it comes to what they believe they are owed by celebrity. Okay. Now, most of those people, in fact, I'd say all of those people, you've probably never even heard of. You've never seen them on anything, because it's not what they do. They come up to us personally, they have this feeling of being owed, and they don't really interact with anyone else, except for other celebrities. They don't, they're not fans.
No.
They feel like they're entitled to your time, and to a certain extent, all fans are entitled to our time. I'm fine with that.
Yes.
But when you're at the level of Will Wheaton, those people get really crazy.
Yes.
Okay? I guarantee you, and he's never made it public, and most people don't, but I guarantee you he has received the weirdest shit from his fans you've ever seen. And he doesn't know who is that fan or who is not.
Right.
So he has to keep a wall up.
Mm-hmm.
He has to.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And so I'm never, ever going to for me, and I don't think he's smarmy. I think he's cold on purpose, because the second you The second you make that handshake, that social handshake, I don't mean a physical handshake. I mean, you make a social handshake by being warm to someone you don't know. You invite all sorts of crazy.
Sure.
Okay? And so, for me, that's not the issue. Now, keep in mind, from his standpoint, seeing you coming to him with a DVD, I think that's probably okay. Like, he was fine with that. But just seeing you, he doesn't know us from Jack. He doesn't know us.
Right.
He doesn't know. I mean, Brian Lewis is probably the closest thing we have to someone who gets fairly consistently recognized by people who aren't our fan base. And what happened with Brian Lewis? Well, like Scott Kurtz and Brian Lewis have a relationship. They know each other. They talk. If they're at a con together, they're warm toward each other. Will Wheaton doesn't have that with any of us. So I'm not gonna. Don't damn Will Wheaton.
Okay. Just a minute. He's making a choice to be there. So while I'll give you the reasons why, still no reason to be cold if you have a handler, if you have someone that is there as your protection, and you're choosing to put yourself there, wrong. You're at a con, you're walking through a con, you chose to be at that con. Mall of America trying to go buy some jeans, totally on board with being on the plane when you don't know the people and you're not at the con, totally on about that. And smarmy was a totally inappropriate word on my behalf. There's just been this weird vibe at times that I see. I watched the Star Trek reunion. It's awesome. I saw him live at ECCC last year when he did who's the music guest that he does? Wind and Chase, Fart and Clatter.
Right.
The comedy guys sing the songs. Anyway, he brings them out and he does his whole routine and he is the biggest fan of fandom.
Right.
But then there's other sides of him and it's like, everybody's got a bad day. I got bad sides of me too. I'm just saying that I agree with all of those things, but if you're choosing to put yourself in the public space, then you are in a public space. Like when we go to cons, when we're on the floor, we're open, we're accessible, we're there. If something goes down, there's security there, we're protected. When we go to room parties, usually it's with people we already know. And we're
I'm going to stick with this because...
together. And you can.
I've seen publicly what gets posted about Will's wife. I've seen publicly what gets posted about Will. I would be cold too, I think. I would be pretty... The big issue for Will Wheaton, and I don't know why we're picking on Will Wheaton. I think this is a broader...
I'm talking about...
I think this is a broader thing that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And for some reason Will Wheaton came up. So Will Wheaton, if you're listening, I know you're probably not, but if you're listening, sorry, this isn't about you. And you're fucking great. We love you. And seriously, Ann and Bonnie are awesome, and they're awesome without you, buddy. Just so you know that. They're cool cats without you.
Yes.
But you do know that. You do know that. That's fine. But, picking, if we keep the scope of this to celebrities like Will Wheaton, where this is an internet celebrity thing. The internet's a fucked up place, man. I don't want Reddit anywhere near me in general.
Okay, let's get off Will Wheaton. Patrick Stewart.
Dude, if I was Patrick Stewart, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I would just go hang out and get drunk with Ian McKellen all the time, which is kind of what he's doing.
See, and that's not the way Patrick Stewart is. Maggie, who was in the show with me, was a theater student. He came to Michigan with RSC doing a tour show.
Right.
She met him, and she's like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm really fangirling, I'm a theater major. And he puts his arm around her and goes off and has a half-hour conversation with her about theater because he found out she was a theater major.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the show, and he's like, oh, you want to meet so-and-so? I'll be back. And she's thinking...
I have a theory on this. I see where you're going.
And she's thinking, oh, okay, cool. That was his way out.
Yeah.
Okay. He came back 10 minutes later and said, well, I couldn't find this person, but this person's right here. Would you like to talk to them?
Oh, wow. I see, okay.
And so
here's
he didn't... I'm Patrick Stewart, I'm walking away.
Right. Or the classic one that I've seen a lot is hey, thanks, and then moving on. like it's like, oh man, I'm a big fan. Hey, thanks, and you go. Now, okay, there are a lot of different situations this could happen in. So you're talking specifically about one where the person is not eating food, they're not talking to someone already, they're not moving from point A to point B where they have a schedule. This is, they're hanging out specifically, just hanging out. It's not a situation where you're interrupting a break or anything like that. It's like, hey, I'm on the floor, I'm walking around, I am shopping or something at the con.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a little bit different. I also have a theory that Will Wheaton is the level of famous where everyone feels like he's approachable. So he gets approached all the time. Patrick Stewart, on the other hand, has a shield of super fame. Frankly, he does. He is much more... So that shield of super fame keeps people from talking to him a lot of the time.
Right.
That is an absolute phenomenon. That's true. They're basically... People are like, oh, I'm not going to bother him. He's too famous. But someone like, let's get off Will Wheaton.
Felicia Day.
Yeah, someone like Felicia Day or everyone else from the Guild. Or, oh, good show, by the way. Good job, guys.
Patton Oswalt, maybe.
Well, Patton Oswalt, I think, is approachable because of his the way his stand-up is done. But yeah, if you put Patton Oswalt and Louis C.K. Put Patton Oswalt and Louis C.K. in a room, Patton Oswalt will have more people come up to him and talk to him. Not because they necessarily want to. As they probably, like, everybody probably wants to talk to them almost the same amount, but because there's a feeling that Patton Oswalt is approachable.
Mm-hmm.
So Patton Oswalt probably has to field that more often.
Right.
That's another factor in this that you need to think about, anybody needs to think about, is these people that you are willing to approach. The fact that you're willing to approach them is probably sort of a key thing to realize that more people are willing to approach them.
Mm-hmm.
Being unwilling to approach someone because of super fame is probably a shield that a lot of these people have built into them. They're built into their lives that other people don't. So Seth Davis brings up that he's always felt weird asking for photos at cons from famous people. So I would agree. Even paying for a photo, I would feel weird asking for it. I've never paid for a con photo.
I haven't
or a photo op with anybody. But
the only one I got was Lars and
the real girl.
No.
Oh.
The guy the two who write Looking for Group.
Yeah, I forget.
And I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Not for myself, but for one of our fans.
Right.
But I was an exhibitor. We had the behind, it wasn't when the con floor was open.
Right.
And I was able to walk over and say,
right.
Hey, look, I've got,
Here's an interesting phenomenon I've noticed, too. When someone famous can tell that you don't know who they are, they suddenly open up to you a lot. All of a sudden, I don't know if it's like you become a challenge.
For some people, yeah.
Here's the example, and he is super fucking nice. Regardless, I'm gonna put that out there right away. But I had no idea. I was talking to Brandon Sanderson for like 3 hours when we were at Spokon. Yeah, the author, the Wheel of Time guy.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea that's who I was talking to for like 3 hours. Okay, so he sits down and we just start bullshitting. And he realizes early on that I don't know who I'm talking to. And because of that, it was just this awesome chat. Like, we just sat there and talked. And I mean, we talked for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, if I recognized who he was... And frankly, I haven't read his stuff, so I even recognizing who he was, I probably wouldn't have had. People have an agenda at that point. Mm-hmm. This conversation is for me. Yeah. I'm asking you questions. You're a famous person. Give me stuff.
Right.
That's much harder, I think, as a truly famous person. Again, something I have no fucking idea what that's like. But as a truly famous person, I think it's a harder thing to enter because you are on at that point. You are giving. You are working.
Yes, that's. I think that's the difference. Is that when you don't know who they are,
right?
Now this is a guy having a conversation with me because of what I am,
right?
What I'm about, what we're talking about. We have engaged. There is a connection here beyond this cardboard cutout of what I am in one aspect of what I do.
Exactly.
And yes, and I know that from, which is why I don't. I have never brought a significant other to a con when I was married, when I was dating, because I know the minute I set foot there, I'm on. When I see people, I have to be approachable. I can't worry about anybody else. I am, from the first minute of that con until I'm in the car heading home, I am on.
Right.
And some people don't approach it that way, and that's fine. You know, everybody's got their own thing. But yes, it's very different having that conversation with blah, 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 blah. Oh, you do that? Yeah, great. Oh, okay. Now we have this new conversation as opposed to, hey, you're...
Well, like, I met a guy this weekend. No idea who he was. Okay? He was just asking if we knew where to buy a fake machete. And I'm like, dude, I got no problem. I got no idea. But I got a cardboard box back here if you want to make one. But he's like, yeah, that's actually a great idea. You know, he takes it out and does all this stuff. And then suddenly people start appearing at the booth. Like, and when I say appearing at the booth, I mean in a very unnatural way. These people start appearing at the booth.
Kind of like zombies encroaching.
Yeah. And, so, we talked for a little bit. It was very, very short. And, Devin knows the guy. I think he's just a friend of hers or something. And then other Standard Action people come up and they know the guy. I'm like, oh, you know this guy? Maybe he's from Standard Action. I don't know. And, so I'm like, yeah, blah, blah. We just chat a little. Then he starts kind of getting pulled away. Now, he's loving it. He's one of these guys. He's loving it. I'm not going to say who it is, but he is from Supernatural. And I didn't know. No idea. And not like bit part, like on Grimm kind of thing. He's from Supernatural.
And that's the one that shot up in BC, which is why the Standard Action people know it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I have not gotten far enough to think of you as anything but this cool dude I met. So, and now he's the kind of guy I feel like he'd probably be pretty easygoing regardless. Mm-hmm. But, that's what I'm talking about. Like, not knowing who someone is, first of all, eliminates your stupidity as a fan.
Yes.
Not knowing who's... Because we all get fan stupid, and there is no limit to it. Aaron Paul still fucking trips over his tongue when he meets people he idolizes. Mm-hmm. To this day. Okay? So, that's just the way people are. Yeah. We build a hierarchy in our heads and we get stupid. So that's where I am on that. And I think we've both made our piece, and I think they're both valid points. And I'm sorry again to anyone for us using a specific name to represent a concept.
Yes.
So Will, Felicia, all of you folks, if you end up hearing this, that was dumb. That was on us.
Well, it wasn't dumb. We're using something that
we know,
knows, but it
Will Wheaton, you are the Kleenex of Internet con fame.
You're the crescent wrench, nay, open end wrench.
Open end. You're a spanner.
No, crescent, yes.
You just called Will Wheaton a spanner. You jerk.
No.
All right.
Spanners are box end.
Not in Europe.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a term.
Is the spanner wrench?
And it's a term for, like, calling someone a spanner is like calling them a wrench. It's basic. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh, I just called him a tool?
You called him a tool.
I'm sorry. Cool band, though. If you're listening, Maynard, or anyone else associated with Tool.
And what's their logo?
A tool.
A wrench.
A wrench.
With two closed ends on the end. Yeah.
And one open.
Yeah.
But no, yes. I love everyone that we've mentioned. Wholeheartedly, 100% would be happy to
we'll push
throw down
stuff
at any time with Patrick Stewart. I'll go mano a mano spouting some Shakespeare with that boy.
You're gonna lose, but it'll be worth it.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question.
Let's see what's on there.
Nobody's asking anything on the live feed. What's up, guys?
Okay, that's probably... We got too long-winded.
We got too long-winded. So...
hey, we have never heard from this person.
Really?
On Twitter, at least.
Okay.
Rival Guy writes in a question and says, what movie would you like to see adapted to the stage, and which part would you want to play in that said adaptation?
I've got this one down. I got this one. This one's nailed shut because I've already cast this in my head. I'm ready to go.
Les Mis.
Right.
Okay,
right.
what?
That's a good one. That's fun. Well, do you want to go first, or do you want me to
No,
go
I want you to go first.
All right, I've got two.
Because you're excited.
I've got two. The first one is a new film, Frozen. And I walked out of the theater saying, they need to make a Broadway musical out of Frozen. Guess what? 2 weeks later, Frozen coming to Broadway. So, that's happening. We know that one's happening.
Yeah.
Like, that was just obvious.
That's a not fair.
And I would obviously play Olaf. There's no getting around that.
I see more as the moose.
I could be. It's a caribou, but all right, a reindeer. Reindeers are better than people.
It is the most expressive. I want to play. Because he communicates.
I just like eating carrots. The second one. This is the one that I've always wanted to make a stage adaptation out of. Saw. The first one. Saw. Everything happens center stage. All of the flashback stuff happens in slightly off center. In pockets.
Never seen the movie.
Oh, okay.
Never.
So the whole thing happens in a room. People chained up. There's a dead guy lying in the middle of the floor the whole time. Okay. Carrie Elwes is on one side.
Carrie's in it?
You got to watch this movie. The first one. The first one. Okay.
Because I thought they were just gore fests of I don't like.
So it is a gore fest. Be prepared for that. But you could do the jigsaw bits in projection.
Mm-hmm.
You could do Saw as an awesome play, especially if you had the dude lying there dead the whole time and he gets up at the end. That would be my role. The dude lying there gets up at the end.
Okay.
I told you I was ready for this one because I've even figured out the stage movements on it. It would be
Let
awesome.
us talk about this.
We should.
We should talk about this.
Okay.
I know people.
All
Dow
right.
just took over the Midnight Sun in Olympia. We have a black box that we could do it in. I'm going to say Apocalypse Now.
The horror.
Wow, that's a really good question. And I don't think of movie adaptations, bringing them to musicals on Broadway as...
Does it have to be musical?
No.
Did you say musical?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because, Saw would be a play. It's not
Yeah. No. But most people
reach
would say...
into his guts. Do you? Yeah, no.
But when you see...
I know you think I'm nuts, but...
Wasn't Hairspray
there was
a movie that was a non-musical, and then they turned it into a musical, and then became a musical movie?
I think it was a musical movie because it had Divine in it. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember Hairspray very well. It had Ricky Lake in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There's
it well
something
enough.
that I want to say was a movie, a movie, and then they made a play about it.
Well, I mean, it happens. It happens a lot, but...
I'm going to have to get back to that.
Yeah.
That's cool, though, with Saw. If it all takes place in one room like that, that would be
Right.
a really...
Saw could... I'll talk to you about it after this, but I think we could do it.
One that I did see was Reservoir Dogs that we did the trailer for.
There you go, Reservoir Dogs. And I've heard
But it was done in sequential... It was done in chronological order.
Right,
As opposed to the flashbacky thing, which was really interesting to see it play out that way.
Yeah.
Not as good. I'm
Probably
glad
not.
that the movie did it the way that it did it.
Right.
But yeah, good question, Rival.
We had a question pop up on the feed. I'm not ready to tackle it yet. We will tackle it in a little bit.
Okay.
But let's keep going with these right now. So for you watching at home, we will tackle the question on our feed momentarily.
So just to address, Justin Everett had written in about the clicking sound. And
Right.
I think that we addressed that earlier, did we?
Yeah, well, we addressed it to the live
Viewers.
So if you watch our video live, for those of you listening at home, this isn't going to matter. If you watch our video live, we have a clicking sound currently because of our setup. Our setup is a GoPro run into a tablet computer, and we're using the tablet computer's microphone. It's picking up a clicking sound. We're not sure from where. It could just be electrical noise on the line, whatever. Now that Scott has time during the week, we are going to attempt to address this.
Yes.
And we may rope a few of you in if you're interested into troubleshooting it. So
Yep.
sometime during the week, look for a potential post from us, and we'll hope to fix that.
And our last off-feed question is from Paul Moran. How did you guys get into performing in tech?
Paula Moran.
Was it Paul Moran?
You just went really fast, so it's not like you said Paul Moran.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paula Moran.
Moran.
Not Paula Morgan.
Right.
Not Paula Moore. Can't even say that one. I'm sorry. That was bad. I got into performing in college because I needed an extracurricular activity. I was not good at sports, really.
No.
Played some intramural stuff, but eh. And I was taking Intro to Theater class 101 and Creative Dramatics for elementary school teachers because I was going to school to be a teacher. The director was directing Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. I said, I want to be a spear chucker in your show. Later I found out that's called halberd bearer.
Yeah, that was
But
a bad
at the
move.
time,
That was a bad move.
I thought it was spear chucker.
Oh,
So
boy. All right, we're gonna get letters.
I got past halberd bearer. Anyway, so I got cast. I got bit by the acting bug and learned tech and everything on that show, and that's how I got started.
I actually want to take theater tech. I never have. I took drama in high school, which drama is sort of a, hey, is this right for you, pre-run for college.
Slash where they put all the troublemakers.
All right, so I took drama because I liked improv. Basically, I liked Whose Line Is It Anyway, and I'm like, I'm going to do that, and I did very well. I was one of their best improv performers. The end. Like, I didn't really have I didn't have any dramatic background at all, or any. I hadn't been in school plays. I had not been chasing it. I just liked doing it, and then I ended up doing a public access TV show with a few of my friends in Spokane. Cox Cable had a public access channel that you could go, and they would loan you equipment and everything. So we had a Super VHS camera, and we recorded the shit out of things, and it was fun. And it's actually online. It's called The Badger Boys. That was our public access TV show.
Oh, Seth, make this happen.
And you can see a very, very young me doing sketch comedy on on Spokane public access. A lot of fun. I had a great time doing it. I was in a movie in 2004 that was a pile of crap. So I hadn't yet caught any bug at all. There was nothing there.
What's the name of that one? Muffin Man?
Yeah, it's on it.
Muffin Top?
Yeah, Muffin Man.
Muffin Man?
It's called Muffin Man. It is a fat-shaming movie that was made by a doctor. Because there's no better way to get people to lose weight than to tell them they're wrong and not people. So, I mean,
I had no idea. I thought it was a bad comedy thing.
It was. It was all of those things. And in fact, it had, oh man, what's his name?
Peter Dinklage.
No, that would be cool. Ben
Gazzara.
No, I had a guy in it who's doing pretty damn well. He's been in episodes of Glee and a bunch of other stuff.
Younger guy. Okay.
Younger, yeah. Well, we were both up for the lead, and it came down to, so they picked him for the lead before they did auditions. They were like, we want him, right? Mm-hmm. And they brought him in, and we auditioned, and we were there from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. because he and I Like, everybody else was weeded out by, I think, 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept going back and forth doing stuff on the lead. So, I almost had the lead in this movie, and I'm really glad I didn't. after the fact. But, you know,
Right.
like, I mean, from an acting standpoint, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
To be fighting with this guy for the lead. At the end, I was pulled aside by the director, and I was told, look, we're going to give it to Ben. You guys are both great. And I'm like, okay, well, they'd probably say that to everyone. We decided to cut, we had about 20 extra roles. We're cutting 15 of those. You are those 15 roles now. You're going to be featured extra.
Nice.
So there's no speaking lines, there's no SAG, but you're going to be featured extra. We're going to have you in all these scenes. I was like, okay. And they're like, and we wanted to tell you that we would have cast you, but your eyes are too smoldering. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So they had an issue with my eyes. And you know, he's got sort of those.
Andy,
I know,
you
right?
do have
He's got those like hazels. He's got pretty eyes. Ben's got pretty, but they're like
not
these.
smoldering.
They're these
They're pretty.
hazel, like really nice, like, you know. But they're not like the dark brown Spanish eyes, I guess. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if she was blowing smoke up my ass, but that's why I didn't get the lead. Apparently, they did pick him before. Like, in fairness, he had the script for like 2 weeks before this.
Sure, yeah. He was the front runner.
Right.
He was the favored son, but
So,
he wasn't necessarily. And just think, if
yeah.
you had gotten the lead, you could be on Glee right now.
And just think, if I'd gotten the lead, it probably would have cured my acting bug right away. Because again, this is a shitty fat shaming movie. So, post that, I did not do much. Fast forward to around 2009, I'd say, is when I saw Darkness on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Watched it, died a little, laughing, great stuff. Ben posted something on Facebook. I happened to see it. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the area. That's how I got involved there. I haven't been involved from the ground up from theater like most people. So, that's not to say I don't want to be, and that's not to say I think it's definitely the right path to take. To learn to, especially tech. Learning the stuff that isn't being in front of people.
Well, if you're doing theater tech is the thing.
Yeah, that's what
if you're going to do theater,
right?
Theater tech, if you're going to act or not, theater tech is good.
Because you can always get paid.
Yes.
Right.
But acting for theater can translate into acting for film. Tech for theater, throw it all away because it's totally different.
You get to keep the
Mostly.
right. You get to keep the right and the left.
The right, the left, and most of the tools.
The tools, right. There you go.
But that's about it. Because lights are different. Gels work relatively the same.
Also, just real quick, shut up, Seth Davis. It's my middle name. All right, you deal with that. So I was credited. Here's a funny story. Seth Davis just posted on the live stream, for those of you listening, that the name I'm credited with in the Badger Boys is Marv Doporowski. My middle name, one of my middle names, I have two, is Marvin. The other one is Wayne. One means friend of the sea, Marvin, right? The other one means, I think, cart builder, because Wayne is a builder of carts. My mother, I use the term loosely, was very, very pissed at my father and convinced me to go by my middle name through most of school because she is vindictive and stupid. So because of that, I went by Marvin for a long time, and then I wised up when I got out of basically she was the one who chose, because she can put whatever name she wants on the school registry. So it was her choice, but that's what I went by. But I am Andy. I've always been Andy. My father is Andy, and I am Andy.
Are we actually going to address that?
We should probably address it a little bit, but we can address it after. I guess, are we almost done with this question?
I'm just trying to catch up.
Right. So anyway, that's what I would say is, like, theater tech, good. Theater,
yes.
good. Yes, but what got us into it? Totally different. Totally different.
But film tech you can get paid for before you get paid acting too.
Film tech you can get paid for before
You
you
could
know
be
what the
a
hell
PA.
you're doing. Yeah, exactly.
You could be a PA and make more than most of the actors on set
You can be a PA.
because you
Well,
work every day.
Yeah, you can be a PA and have almost no experience.
Yep.
But, you know, the better you are at learning stuff, the quicker you will burn through that hierarchy.
Oh yeah. You'll be PA, key PA, and then
Yeah.
you move into production.
I know
side and-
I know people who have been PA on one production and been key PA for their second job.
Mhm.
Because when you're good, people recognize it.
Yeah.
But then there's also paying your dues and being consistent. And if you're a good PA, you will eventually be a key PA. And if you're a good key PA, you'll eventually be, you know, you might even be a production manager. Like it's a pretty cool little track, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
So let's just go ahead and bite this one off. Coming in live, this is Sunday night. I want to say it's
March 30th.
March 30th.
9:36 p.m.
9:36 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Matt Vancel has announced publicly that he is leaving Zoe. Now, first of all, let's get right out of the way. That doesn't necessarily mean anything for productions. It doesn't mean anything for what you guys want to see.
Yeah, it just means
This is an ownership thing. Don't worry about it.
Zoe is an entertainment distribution company,
Right.
and that's it.
Right. And Matt leaving Zoe is well, you go read it. Go read his resignation, public resignation thing. For those of you who don't know, I have also left Zoe. So same but different reasons. Ultimately, Matt is obviously driving much more creative content, and it's a different kind of thing. He's driving much larger projects. I left because when I took my position at my employer, I realized that all I want to do are things that I enjoy doing. I don't want to spend any time working on projects that I'm not 100% passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot make money doing that. You cannot make a living doing only your passion projects. You can't. And I'm going to just tell you that straight up now. Unless you are Joss Whedon and Joss Whedon is what, third generation Hollywood? Don't think Joss Whedon.
Really?
Oh yeah. His dad wrote for Soap, I think, and a couple of other.
Oh.
His grandfather wrote for Dick Van Dyke.
Wow.
Learned all this from Matt Vancel, by the way. He's third generation Hollywood. This isn't something that just fell into his lap.
Right.
This was, you are not that person. Nobody in this room is that person. Nobody listening to us is that person, probably, unless Joss is listening, in which case, come on our podcast.
Or Neil deGrasse
And that doesn't, I want to clarify, that does not cheapen what he's done in any way, but it's privilege. It's a form of privilege. He had the privilege of Hollywood royalty.
And then
so
talent.
he had the ability to go in and say, I want to do my passion projects, and people gave him enough money to do that. When you're getting started, when you're doing this all 100% on your own, you have to do things you don't like doing.
Yes.
You have to do commercials, boring commercials. I know staunch atheists who have done Christian community productions because they need the paycheck.
Yep.
I now have a paycheck from another source. I don't need that. I am only doing what I'm passionate about, what I really want to do, things that are fun that I really like. So I left Zoe so that I can pick and choose what I'm involved in. They can have me, they can not have me. Generally they will, I'm not on bad terms or anything. Hell, I was at ECCC this weekend.
Right.
But Matt is in the same kind of boat. This isn't him giving the finger to all of these projects. He still loves you guys. He loves all of the fans. He loves his work.
Mm-hmm.
This is just him realizing that he doesn't want to have ownership in a production company right now.
Yeah, it's Hall & Oates.
It is.
I mean, they're just...
I guess so.
Daryl Hall and John Oates. They're just going their separate solo careers.
I'm not coming back for Oates.
You say Simon and Garfunkel, but then
Oh,
Garfunkel didn't do anything.
So, don't stress out about it too much. It doesn't. I'll tell you this much: it doesn't change the budget of Journey Quest, and that's right now. Matt leaving, way less important than how are we going to get the money for Journey Quest.
Yes.
Which we are working on as a group, and I'm saying this not as a Zoe owner, because
Right,
I'm not.
'cause you're not.
Yeah. So as a group, we're all still very, very concerned about how we get money to produce these things, and this doesn't change any of that.
No.
So no worries.
And I never was a part of Zoe. I'm just, as Matt would call it, I'm a meat puppet.
Damn straight. We got to get that voice box out of you, though.
I know.
Keep saying shit.
It does.
Oh boy.
So is porn a bad thing?
Like porn in general? Is porn a bad thing?
Well, because I could act and do something I like and get paid for it.
Oh, you're.
But I don't want to go to Federal Way.
Yeah. So this is porn has the opposite disparity
Yeah, I know.
in pay that most corporate stuff has. Men get paid very little for scenes.
Yeah,
Because they are meat puppets.
right.
In general.
Yes.
So you got your famous
Yeah.
people. But I mean, even Ron Jeremy was doing stuff for free cars every once in a while because he couldn't. I mean, these people aren't mega millionaires.
No.
They might have a lot of money, but they're not rolling in it. But some of the female porn stars are doing very, very well.
Yes.
So, and female produced porn in general pays better anyway.
Yes. I was. being
Oh, I thought
funny.
we were learning stuff.
No, I was. No, I was just trying to.
Well, you better hope they don't
Trying
pay
to
by
figure
the
out how to
inch.
do my.
In height. That's why they always cast such short porn
Sure.
stars.
Okay, I'm officially punchy.
Oh boy. So unless anyone else has any questions, I think we're almost done with this one.
Put it to bed.
Yeah, I don't see anything new coming in.
No, nothing new.
So
Eight
Eight.
watching.
I know, right?
Wow.
Well, we need to check our poll. Do we have the link to that poll? It's too far. Listen to me, buddy. Let's not go there.
I'm
all
gonna
right?
look it up. So far in a week, I haven't received one fucking submission.
Oh, so we do have a poll.
2 likes on the Facebook post,
Okay.
but nobody's actually.
If you go to our Facebook page, we have a poll up asking what time would you like to see the vodcast of Two Bards. Please, if you're in any way interested in watching this, go to the Two Bards Facebook page and check it out, answer the question, let us know when on a Sunday. Sunday's our only day that we can coordinate free.
Yeah.
But there's basically a few slots in the morning, a few slots at night. We'd like to know when you're able to tune in because we'd love to get as many people tuning in as possible.
Yes.
Just for fun.
And just, so that can be our standard. There's always going to be, I'm out of town, Andy's out of town. It's going to fluctuate, but we want to nail down so that we can start scheduling our months and weeks. But yes, there's the link there. surveymonkey.com/lowercase s9 capital QY 3757 for those of you playing along at home.
Just go to
Ignore
the
that. Just go to the
Facebook
Facebook page. And maybe we'll put it on the Twitter sphere.
Seth says he voted, so you're not getting emails. I guess you'll have to go to the SurveyMonkey page and look. Additionally, we will tweet it. Another thing I want to do is do a quick podcast plug for some other podcasts. We plugged them before, but please go check out Clinically Inane. I believe it's clinicallyinane.us. I'm not sure about that exactly. Surfing.
I thought that I put in the email address so it would send me all the surveys. No, there's 13 people who filled it out.
Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah. Analyze.
Please also check out Surfing Aliens with Tom Keating. It's another great podcast. You guys will probably get a kick out of it. And Limited Release with our friends Merc Media in Guelph, Ontario. Nick Montgomery runs that one. It's a great podcast. We've been on it before.
We have.
Go check it out.
We've had them on. We spliced into this.
We spliced into this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love Nick.
We do.
Yep. So go check those guys out. Tell us what you think. Let us know if you have any podcast suggestions. And also, if you check out our Facebook page and I believe our Twitter right now, I've created a PDF flyer that includes a QR code that links back to our podcast page and has the information for subscribing. So if you go to our Facebook page or follow or check us out on Twitter, you'll find a link to that PDF. If you can, please print that sucker out and go hang it at your local coffee shops, brothels.
College, student union buildings.
I said brothels already.
True.
Right.
I'm just calling it by its other name. So I want to run down who we've got so far.
Okay, let's...
where our tally is.
Yeah, let's
we'll probably let this go. Probably let this go another week.
Another week. Yeah, so next week we'll still be on at 8 p.m. probably.
So we're at...
time.
Yeah, I think that's good.
But
we've got
please vote.
We got 13 people.
13.
One wants to see us at 10 a.m.
Okay.
I want to say about you.
We put the fucking time up there,
Seth.
Scott. That's our fault.
I know, but I'm pretty sure Seth voted for 10.
No, it's probably Stuart, so he can fucking listen to it before he goes to bed.
Oh, that would be good.
He's halfway across the
right,
planet.
because we decided to do mornings to try and catch the international
that's
crowd.
why we allowed mornings.
We have for 11. We have 4 votes.
Okay.
Tied with 6 p.m.
Okay.
Also tied with 7 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
3-way tie for 7 p.m. 6 votes for current slot of 8 p.m. And 3 for 9 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So it seems to be not a clear winner yet.
No. So keep voting. Text your votes to 533.
Although it almost looks like the bar graph is.
Yeah, the bar graph kind of looks like a middle. It's not a middle finger.
No,
it's a pinky.
It's this.
All right.
With an extra appendage. Because there's 2 more.
Yeah.
Should have been 5.
I say you do it this way, and it's like just a nub. So it's the index finger. We are anthropomorphizing our bar graph, and I apologize because you can't see it. You just hear it.
I keep forgetting that. Only, hey, we're still 8.
Yeah, well,
Are we one of them?
We are one of them, and my computer is one of them. So there are 6 people watching right now.
I just made that symbol for 6 people.
You made that symbol for
you lucky folks.
Lucky 6. You're the lucky 6, babies.
All right. Well,
cool. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson,
if you're listening,
please be listening.
And if someone knows you and you're listening, please tell him that we're listening.
You know what? Neil deGrasse Tyson, you can come on our podcast and ignore us all you want.
Yep.
I don't even care if you have a handler. I'll handle you. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Again, thank you for those of you who stopped by the booth, which I don't think was actually any of you. Just being honest, I know that. And I'm going to go and hopefully ice or heat or whichever the right one is. It's alternating probably. My back. I've got something between 2 of my ribs that is currently giving me hell.
Collagen?
I've got collagen.
I got duck lips.
So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Check out. So as far as the Matt thing is concerned, like I said, that wasn't just lip service. It does not necessarily mean anything is on or off. Additionally, I think it's going to be made public pretty shortly, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Zoe is still going to be producing. And Zoe's going to be producing smaller, easier to fund projects that are more frequent. This isn't necessarily Rude Mechanical, though Rude Mechanical could be the sort of interstitial thing that puts them together eventually, but it would be a written Rude Mechanical with scripts, and it would be fully planned out, and it would have post, which would be great.
But I like the news version, yeah.
Well, the news version, that's not what it is.
Well, that should be Rude Mechanical.
I see what you're saying.
Be something else.
So it'd be something else, but it'd be the same cast. So take the story part out of Rude Mechanical, and it's going to be kind of be that potentially. But we're looking at creating smaller, more fundable productions that will allow us to do more frequent things that are fun, that we all enjoy. Some of the most fun people have had recently was on Dark Dungeons, which Dark Dungeons was, while Zoe produced, it had none of our normal crew, for the most part. I mean, it still had, a few of them, but very, very limited. We had a brand new DP, a brand new director.
Sam Grayson.
Sam Grayson was
He's shooting the movie again.
oh good, wonderful.
Yeah,
he's great.
Sam is
so
amazing.
darkdungeonsthemovie.com if you haven't already seen it. I'm pretty sure you have. That's the idea. Is we want to do more containable. There's sort of a butter zone for these shorts between 25 and 45 minutes that we can easily produce them in a few days, and then do post on them within a month or two. Get them out at a much more regular cadence. We're looking at possibly doing that more, and by we I mean Zoe. I don't mean myself and Zoe, but the idea is that it's not all about Journey Quest. It's about making content you guys want to watch, and hopefully not having that cost $500,000. So the big idea here is that when Journey Quest can happen, we are everybody, and when I say we, that is an inclusive we. We're all ready to jump on it, but until it can happen right, it shouldn't happen, and I think that's where the crux of this is coming from, and a lot of the worry is coming from that. So don't worry about it. It's still it's on everybody's mind. We're all thinking about Journey Quest. So hopefully we'll have more answers as the months go on. But Matt departing, it's good for him. It's really good for him. It's what he wants. It's what he feels, and we should all be doing what we love. So, I wish him the best of luck, and I myself wish myself the best of luck. So, all right, have a good one, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
I'll take any luck, but bad luck.
A bit of it?
Bit of it.
Bit of bad luck. April 18th, Boston. And hopefully very, very shortly after here.
Here, yes.
Cat. Cat's not watching. We have we have 5 people watching.
5, wow.
Yeah, so.
We've
all
lost one already.
See you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're clear.